ever wavered during various controversies? Well, okay, show of hands, who was surprised on election night? None of you were surprised, though so many people in the country were surprised by Donald Trump's win.
I had confidence in Trump's ability from the very beginning, so I
when the polls suggested that he was not going to win.
I knew he was going to win, because when you believe in somebody, and Mr. Trump always makes things happen.
What signs have you seen that you think are good signs so far?
I think all the people that I'm looking at that Trump has appointed or nominated have all been top of the class, #1 in their field, extremely talented, great leaders on their own.
Very funny to hear you say that. Do you remember who you really did not like last time around?
Time to get rid of him.
Time to get rid of Reince Priebus.
Exactly. Time to get rid of him.
Reince Priebus.
That's right.
He is now the chief of staff. So Reince Priebus, you all said, he's got to go. Right. Time for him to go. Right. How do you feel today?
Smart move.
I think it's a very smart move, because now he keeps the Republicans in check. He knows how to work with them, because he was the head of the GOP. And now if they want to get elected again, they need to toe the line.
So now you like Reince Priebus?
I don't like him, but I think it's a good pick that Mr. Trump did.
And how do you all feel? Tony, do you know much about Steve Bannon? How do you feel about Steve Bannon?
I like him. I don't know too much about him. I'm more of a General Flynn fan.
What do you like about Flynn?
I just feel that he will be an amazing leader. I love his military background. I think he's strong. I think he will give President Trump sound advice. You know, when to move, when not to be too aggressive, when to be aggressive. I think he'll do that, and I think he'll be a strong asset.
You know, he has said what are considered controversial things about Muslims. He has said that he doesn't, basically that he considered it a political ideology, not a religion. He had called it a cancer.
Islam is a political ideology. It is a political ideology. It definitely hides behind this notion of it being a religion.
It's interesting to talk to you, Tony, about this, because remember, we talked
Yes, we did.
last time around about your feeling about some of your Muslim co-workers, I believe.
Yes, yes.
And you had a close relationship. Are you concerned about General Flynn's comments?
I'm not. I feel that people do say stuff that maybe they regret at times, and then they reflect on it and move forward. And I feel that maybe some of the stuff was taken out of context, or maybe he didn't exactly mean it. I'm in support of him, and I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt.
But you find those comments regrettable, meaning you hope that they were taken out of context.
Yes.
On their own, they would bother you.
Yes, they would. They would. To be honest, they would. Because I don't want people lumped together in just one category based on their religion.
How do you feel about the white nationalist movement, the alt-right, some neo-Nazi salutes that we've seen? What are we to make of what feels like a groundswell of that with the Steve Bannon Breitbart connection?
You know what, I'll tell you something, that's been around forever. You know, if you keep reporting on it, it's going to grow like a cancer. If you forget about it, then it's probably going to go away. But the media has to hop on everything, and it's wrong.
There have been protests.
They've been tipping cars over and
I don't
burning
even know
them.
if they know what they're protesting.
And some of them didn't even vote.
What are they protesting?
right.
They didn't even vote. Voting is a privilege in this country, and you need to be legal, not like California, where 3 million illegals voted.
Let's talk about that.
I'm glad I brought that up, Allison.
Me too, Paula. So where are you getting your information?
From the media. Where else
Which
would we
media?
get? Some of it was CNN, I believe. and
CNN said that 3 million illegal people voted
Well,
in
it was coming
California?
all across the media. All across. Well, CNN didn't do it, then they were being sick this time.
Do you think that 3 million illegal people
I
voted?
believe in California that there were illegals that voted.
How many?
I don't. To tell you the truth, nobody really knows that number.
But do you think 3 dozen or do you think 3 million?
I think there was a good amount, because the president told people that they could vote, and it happened in Nashua. We caught some people that they went into Nashua and they said, the president said I can vote, I'm here illegally.
Did you hear President Obama say that illegal people could vote?
Yes,
Yes,
I did.
On
I
what?
heard it this
On
morning,
what?
actually.
Yes, I did hear it.
Tell me, where?
You can find it, Google it. You can find it on Facebook.
All right, hold on. I don't want to waste any more time, but anyway, I see where it came from, and it's Fox Business Network deceptively edited a clip of Barack Obama to argue that the president encouraged illegal immigrants to vote when in fact he had said nothing of the sort when you go back to the transcript. You, as you sit here today, think that millions of illegal people voted in this country. You believe that there was widespread voting abuse.
I think there was in some states.
In the millions of people.
California allows it.
They do not allow illegal. You mean voter fraud? California allows.
I believe there is voter fraud in this country.
Flag burning. People should go to jail
Absolutely.
and lose their citizenship.
Community service.
And you know what?
Absolutely.
And it's the sad thing.
No, they shouldn't, but they should get a ticket for starting a fire out in public in a town.
But you need a permit for it.
They need a permit yeah, they should go get a permit if they want to have a fire.
How about the illegals that are burning our flags, and yet we're not arresting them and deporting them, and they burn our flags? You want to be in our country, but you burn our flags
No
because you don't
allegiance.
like... No allegiance, exactly. Send them home. I can't wait for the wall to be built.
What happens if the wall isn't built? If Mr. Trump doesn't build the wall, then how do you feel?
I believe he will build the wall, but he will make sure that we have enough border patrol out there to take care of this country.
Strong, but the specifics don't matter to some of his supporters, seriously, not literally, and you see that, I think.
I think there's an incredibly wide berth that he has right now. People have been asking since the election, will his supporters abandon him if he does X, Y, or Z? And I think the answer is no, at least not now, not yet. So, for instance, if he wants to pick Mitt Romney to be Secretary of State, despite what Mitt Romney said, I don't see a huge number of people running in the other direction.
No. I mean, they trust Mr. Trump to make the right decision. They're giving him the benefit of the doubt right now. Obviously, he's not even in office yet. Their thoughts on CNN, they had many of them. What's your take on all of this? You can tweet us at New Day or post your comment on Facebook.com/New Day.
All right, self-help guru hoping to change his own life after 3 of his followers died in a sweat lodge. James Arthur Ray, you have heard of him. He is the subject of a new CNN film, and he joins us next.
But first, even for people trying to limit intake of pesticides, it's not always possible to buy organic food. So which vegetables should savvy shoppers avoid? Nutritionist Lisa Dreyer has today's Food as Fuel.
Even after being washed, some vegetables contain high levels of pesticides. The Environmental Working Group puts out a list every year of the most contaminated produce. Celery was the highest-ranking veggie on the 2016 Dirty Dozen list, followed by spinach, tomatoes, sweet bell peppers, cherry tomatoes, and cucumbers. Now, if you eat a lot of hot peppers, kale, or collard greens, the EWG recommends that you buy organic versions of those because they were frequently found to be contaminated with pesticides that are toxic to humans.
Out front, stories that matter.
You've got the money and you've got the passion, but how do you actually make a difference?
From the people making headlines.
Did you ever think that this day would come?
To wherever news breaks, Erin is there, one-on-one, in the field, and around the globe.
Could this kind of thing happen in the U.S.?
Erin Burnett, Out Front, weeknights 7 Eastern on CNN.